Okay, just a little quick update where we are. This is the Scott 348 that I'm in the process of recapping. One good news is I was messing around with one of these switches. I think this is the one. Yeah, that's the one that didn't work before. Yay. So that's fixed. I don't know what happened. I just pushed it a little bit harder and it must have cleaned out a little piece of junk that was hanging it up. What we've done so far, it's the last video, is well, I've released this board. Every cap on this board is now loose. These will just pull right out. I only have being held in by spraying the wires apart a little bit like that. I do that because I want to keep the polarity of it straight. I know which way it goes in when I put the replacements in. My plan will be to take a little red fingernail polish or paint or something like that and maybe put a dot over the positive hole as it comes out, just as a reference point. I don't know. The only this was a pain because there's a lot of wires attached to it, and in fact, this wire right, my pointer, this wire right here broke off somewhere in the this yellow wire broke off in the process. Fortunately, I'd done my videos before, which is just another good reason to make a kind of a sweeping video, like, you know, slow like this. That way you can capture images that you may need in the future for fixing things. Anyway, got that back together. This board's been recapped. This cap I did not have. It's a 22 UF 50 volt. It's not an original cap to the piece. I took it out, I tested it, tested fine, so I'm not going to worry about that. These other caps I had on hand, so I went ahead and replaced them. The only one that was really bad was this right here, this 100 UF. That was that black with the red top. That was wide open. The other caps tested okay. Not quite as good as a brand new one. But they probably would not have been a problem, but, you know, like I said, it was easy to do. All the caps on this, I guess, preamp board, every one of these has been pre-loosened, like a bunch of loose teeth. They're all ready to go. So these will just pop right out real easy when it's time to do the recap. I think I already covered that I had done this board early on. Where else are we on this thing? Okay, so every cap that can be unsoldered has been unsoldered. And to do that, just, you know, the way I do it is I use solder braid. I generally would pull some of this stuff through it, some flux, and you get some new flux. I'm about out. Helps it to suck up on this solder braid. And then you go on the bottom of the PC board. And you basically hold the braid. There's a million videos on this, I checked. You need to hold the braid against the item, and you apply the heat to the top of the braid. The braid gets hot, then the solder wicks into it. You can really clean it up well. And I find that the best approach to these kind of PC boards, primarily because of the folded over connections. If you look closer, you can see it solder and then fold. I hate that because trying to unfold this thing means you got to get every last little bit of solder, because if you don't, you can frequently have all kinds of problems trying to unfold that wire without lifting that trace. I guess you could cut it from the top and push it through the bottom, but then you're putting pressure. You just don't want to do any of that. Oh, I know. Here's the only other thing. I replaced this cap. There's a little 50 UF cap. You know, it looked like it was original to the thing. It was a Siemens cap, and I just decided it was, you know, I had one on hand, so why not? So anyway, we're all ready to